How expensive is it to live in Canada actually? And are there ways you can cut down on costs when living here? We'll walk you through some of the least common, but maybe most helpful ways to save money if you decide to move to Canada.
กด subscribe ให้พวกเราด้วยนะคะ
Sawadee krap! Hello and welcome to Tishi Dilko. Before we get into how to save money in Canada, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any more content from us. Today we're going to walk you through 5 ways to save money when living in Canada, and probably these 5 ways are things that aren't as commonly discussed when it comes to saving money, personal budgeting, etc. But before we get into that, it's important to know that depending on where you're moving from, Canada can actually be a pretty expensive country to live. It actually ranks as one of the most expensive countries in the world. It's in the top 20 of the most expensive countries in the world to live on a monthly basis. So if you're coming from Thailand, for example, not only is the exchange rate about 25 to 1 from Thai baht to Canadian dollar, things just generally, products, services, everyday life is more expensive. Canada, even though it is in the top 20 most expensive places to live, it's generally cheaper than Australia, New Zealand, the UK, for example, and actually a lot of places in the United States, it would be about even or even cheaper. So despite some increased expenses if moving to Canada, there are many ways to save money month to month. And we're going to walk you through 5 of the less common ways, but ones that are probably going to be helpful when thinking about how to save money every month. Number 1, newcomer or student banking packages plus obtaining a Canadian credit card. In a previous video, we've walked you through banking in Canada in general and explained how, many of Canadian banks have newcomer packages or student banking packages. And we're not going to go into detail on that today, but we will throw a link to that previous video below. However, it is important as a reminder when looking for a bank in Canada to look for what newcomer banking packages or student banking packages that financial institution might have, because they will help you save monthly on the banking fees you may be paying. More importantly, however, and not just for newcomers to Canada, but Canadians in general, is obtaining a credit card from a financial institution. This payment method can actually help you save money month to month, but there are a few important things to know. All of Canada's big banks and credit unions have many credit card options, and generally, even as a newcomer with no North American credit history, you'll be able to obtain a low-limit credit card to use as a payment method when in Canada. So some cards will require you to pay an annual fee to hold that credit card. However, you should specifically look for a low or no fee cashback or shopping reward style credit card. Most financial institutions across the country will have these options, and these cards specifically, as a newcomer, can help you save money month to month. So not only are credit cards the most popular payment method in Canada, the availability of cashback and shopping rewards cards means that every time you use your credit card to make a purchase, cashback, for example, you will earn a percentage cash back into your account simply for using this as your payment method. So beyond the cashback cards, the shopping reward style credit cards enable you to obtain discounts or extra bonus rewards back for shopping at certain brands. Our financial institutions in Canada often have partnerships, with gas stations or grocery stores, that if you have the card, which is partnered with that grocery store, gas station, etc., you can earn extra money back every time you shop there. So these types of things will allow you to save not only on every purchase with a cashback card, but also on things that you may be purchasing on a regular basis. One important thing to call out, however, with a credit card is that you should really treat your credit card like a debit card. So for instance, if you only have a certain amount of money to spend each month, don't overspend on your credit card, because as soon as you start paying those interest and late payment fees, it pretty much wipes out any benefit you are getting in terms of saving money with cash back. So, if your limit is $500 a month, $1,000 a month, you should really set a budget, know what you're making per month, and treat it like it's money you have, not necessarily extra credit. And finally, as an added bonus with credit cards, even if when you first arrive you're only planning on staying a short time, the thing about obtaining a credit card is that over time, if you decide, hey, you do decide to stay in Canada long term, using that credit card regularly and paying it off will allow you to start building your North American credit history, which will be a huge bonus for you if you do decide to stay in Canada long term. The second tip to help you save money on a monthly basis when living in Canada is to cook your own meals. This one might be a bit different for many of you, especially if you're in Thailand, but cooking meals at home on a regular basis compared to going out to restaurants or, buying food from food trucks, preparing your meals at home will save you tons and tons of money. Cooking your meals at home will help you save money every single month. This doesn't mean to never go out and try a restaurant when living in Canada, but it's important to know that compared to where you may be relocating from, is that going to restaurants in Canada is far more expensive than just cooking your meals at home. So if you are thinking about moving to Canada, it's best to think ahead a little bit and be prepared to cook some meals at home. Doesn't mean every meal has to be at home, but if you're not used to cooking, it may be good to get some tips on that before you come. And just know, if you are looking for ingredients from your home country, Canada does have many ethnic markets, whether they're East Asian, South Asian, Southeast Asian, etc., where you can obtain the ingredients that will enable you to cook dishes that you're used to or that you know how to cook when you're in Canada. As a final point in this tip, beyond cooking, for entertainment in general, it's nice to kind of have a monthly budget for these types of things, whether it's going to movies or going to restaurants. Knowing how much you'll have each month to spend on these types of things will really help you be able to budget and make sure you're having fun as well when you're in the country. Number 3, cutting costs on your home internet and mobile cell phone plans. In Canada, we have many mobile phone and internet providers, and generally you would pay a monthly plan for home Wi-Fi, but also a separate monthly plan for your mobile phone. Unfortunately, these can get expensive, with mobile phone plans running from $50 to more than $100 per month, and actually the same for home Wi-Fi, depending on your specific needs for data. However, there are a couple ways to save money both on your home Wi-Fi and mobile phone plan every single month. So if we're talking about mobile phone plans in Canada, we do have many lower cost providers. However, even going with these lower cost providers, you'd still probably have to pay a monthly plan for your home internet. So one tip to consider is thinking of a higher end unlimited mobile phone plan, which allows you to, hotspot your unlimited data, and therefore you may be able to eliminate the need for home Wi-Fi altogether. And, if you aren't charged overages for that unlimited data, even if it slows down after a certain point, you'll eliminate one full bill for home Wi-Fi every single month. And, nowadays across Canada, most of our national brands, you could have a monthly phone plan that $75 Canadian a month, but that'll take care of all your mobile phone needs as well as your home internet. So you will eliminate that one monthly bill. So because mobile phone plans and internet plans differ greatly by province in terms of, the unlimited nature of the plan or the monthly costs of the plan, the other thing that can help you save money is looking for newcomer or student packages for these plans. So these brands are in competition with one another, and they are looking to acquire new customers. So as a student or as a newcomer, they may have options for you, whether it's a offer to save monthly on your home internet or your mobile phone plan. You can look to see what kind of discounts might be available to you depending on your situation. Fourth way to save money each and every month is to consider shared accommodations. Important to remember that shared accommodations and roommates in Canada does not generally mean you are sharing a bedroom like in a university dorm. It is, sharing the cost of a monthly rental, having roommates, but still having your own separate bedrooms. You share the common areas, like the kitchen, living areas. You may share a bathroom depending on how many bathrooms are in the rental, but you will always have at least your bedroom as your own private space. Sharing accommodations and your monthly rental can be particularly useful if you're coming as a student or a single worker. There are lots of people here, advertising on Facebook Marketplace looking for a roommate, especially, students and younger people who are looking to save money as well. Beyond this, if you are, a couple moving to Canada or even a family, there are lots of options that if a landlord owns an entire house, for example, they may rent out, an entire floor to you as a family and offer a basement suite to someone else. And this can also help cut down on costs because you would share things like heat and water with everyone renting that house, and you still have your own private space. We have talked about monthly rentals in Canada in a previous video, so check out the links below and you can take a look at that video as well. So the fifth and final tip for saving money in Canada every single month is to check out any service brand that has newcomer or student discounts. Now, we did mention this for banks, we mentioned it for internet and mobile plans, but a lot of brands and services in general will have options to save money as a newcomer or a student. There is one app in particular in Canada called Canoe, which does enable newcomers to access various discounts all across the country, whether it's from different brands, different entertainment options, provincial parks. All these types of things are available to you downloading the Canoe app. So these types of student discounts, newcomer discounts available to you can really help you save on your monthly entertainment costs, even just shopping for different products in general, and really help you to experience what Canada may have to offer, regardless of where you're living in the country. So make sure to check out these types of things as well. So what we mentioned are only 5 of the ways to save money in Canada every month. However, the ones we just walked through are probably less commonly talked about in general, and some of which specific to Canada. If you're watching this and already live in Canada and you have other tips on how to save money when living here, feel free to drop us a line in the comment. We really hope you found these tips useful today, and we really do appreciate all the support. Thank you so much for watching, and if you do have ideas for future content, please let us know as well. Sadi Ka, see you next video.